I sleep in your old t-shirt, the one you left behind, a cotton ghost of comfort for my tangled, tired mind. For weeks it held your signature, the soul, the skin, the sun, our olfactory photograph of when we were as one. Breathe in but wash by gentle wash. The fibers are betraying the memory they carry, the specific scent decaying to nothing. This fading scent is the last tether to your skin, a disappearing language that I am breathing in for the final time. It doesn't shout, it barely whispers now. A ghost of the man who made a vow, then broke it. Oh, the Satan sits a slow and sweet undoing, proof that even memories need constant, careful renewing, or they leave. Or they leave. My face in it, a desperate nightly ride, trying to trap the molecules, to hold them in the night, against the dawn. But my own smell is overtaking, blending in, a metaphor too obvious for the loss I'm in. The mist of soon it will just smell of laundry soap in me, a clean and empty canvas, a boring history. This fading scent is the last tether to your skin, a disappearing language that I am breathing in for the final time. It doesn't shout, it barely whispers now. A ghost of the man who made a vow, then broke it. Oh, this fence, it's a slow and sweet undoing, proof that even memories need constant, careful renewing. Or they leave. Should I stop washing it, let it sour and decay, preserve the final traces in a permanent sad way? No, let it fade, let the chemistry of cloth and air perform its gentle autopsy, leave nothing standing there but fabric. The scent was never mine to own or keep. It was a borrowed atmosphere, a promise buried deep, and threads now unraveling. One more deep breath, almost gone, fading scent, just memory now. With a deep inhale and exhale, the music dissipating like a scent on the air. It hangs upon the nail still, a rectangle of guilt, a border waiting patiently for the picture to be built and placed inside it. For years it held our smiling beach day faces, caught in But I took that photo out one raw and reckless afternoon, and now it's just an empty frame suspended like the moon in the hallway. This empty frame is a question on the wall. What deserves this space now after the great fall? Do I put in a landscape, something neutral, something still, or a portrait of my solitude, a testament to will? Or leave it bare, a stark announcement of the void you left behind? Or this empty frame, it's a project for the mind I can't complete. The glass is clean and shining, reflecting back the room, a phantom of a picture in the morning light and gloom. And it shows the wall behind it, the same as it has always been. But now the view feels different, like a subtle, quiet sin of omission. The nail is strong and can support new weight, but my hands are weak with wandering and frozen by the fate of choosing. This empty frame is a question on the wall. What deserves this space now after the great fall? Do I put in a landscape, something neutral, something still, or a portrait of my solitude, a testament to will? I'll leave it bare, a stark announcement of the void you left behind. Oh, this empty frame, it's a project for the mind I can't complete. Maybe the frame itself is now the art, the statement of the lack. To fill it would be to cover up the courageous, painful crack in the narrative. Maybe the empty space bordered so with gold is the truest picture of the story that can now be told. A story of removal, of a center carved away, and the beautiful, awful structure of what's left on display. Just a nothing in the center. Side to side, side to side. The fireplace is swept and clean, a gaping stone cold mouth in the center of the living room, pointing south towards where the sun should be. The cradle's only ashes, old and gray, from a fire we built together on a distant winter's day. I haven't laid the the kindling. I haven't struck a match since you left. There seems no point in trying now to catch a flame alone. This sunlit heart is the heart of this cold, quiet home, a symbol of the warmth that's decided now to roam away from here. It takes two hands to build a lasting blaze. Wanna hold the timber steady through the smoky early phase, and wanna shield a newborn spark. My solitary hand just feels a chill of marble and doesn't understand the instruction. I wrap myself in blankets, a poor electric substitute for the crackle and the dancing light, the living, breathing fruit of shared labor. The cat curls where your feet would rest upon a stone, and I stare at the blackened void and feel the chill down to the bone of my spirit. Some nights I think I hear the phantom popping, hiss of a fire that isn't burning, and a memory's a bit. Symbol of the warmth that's decided now to roam away from here. It takes two hands to build a lasting blaze. Wanna hold the timber steady through the smoky early phase, and wanna shield the newborn spark. My solitary hand just feels a chill of marble and doesn't understand the instructions. Maybe come spring I'll fill it up with flowers or with books, make it a decorative feature with allure and pretty looks, but no function. Or maybe I'll just let it be the sun escaping space, acknowledging the central cold truth of this place. Without you, an unlit hearth is still a hearth, a place where fire could be. It just chooses for now to mirror the stillness inside me, just cold stone, unlit heart, waiting for a spark that's gone. They don't wreck the body, they don't shake the shoulders loose, they don't come with them just a recognizable excuse for stopping their seismic event deep under the skin. A convulsion of the spirit that the outside world can't win. A glimpse of the face stays calm, a practiced placid lake, while underneath the tectonic plates of the soul begin to quake and shudder. These are silent sounds, they have no voice, they have nowhere. They drown in the salt sea of a soul in deep despair. The chest constricts, the throat burns tight, the eyes stay desert dry, while an entire hurricane of grief lives and dies inside a cage of ribs. Oh, these silent sobs, they are the worst. A private perfect torture, a personal rehearsed and hidden hell. You can have them in the supermarket, lining up for bread, or in the middle of a meeting with reasonable things said by a mouth. The disconnect is absolute, a chilling skill ballet of normalcy on surface, while the inner child screams and prays for release. But release will be a flood, a breaking of the dam. And so the silent sobs continue, as programmed as I am to hold them. These are silent sobs, they have no voice, they have nowhere. They drown in the salt sea of a soul in deep despair. The chest constricts, the throat burns tight, the eyes stay desert dry, while an entire hurricane of grief lives and dies inside a cage of ribs. Oh, these silent sobs, they are a private perfect torture, a personal rehearsed and hidden hell. One day maybe they'll find a sound, a whimper or a sigh, and that will be the day the constructed persona starts to die. And something real begins, but for now the silence is the shield that keeps the broken glass inside from being revealed to a world that wouldn't know what to do with it anyway. So the silent sobs continue every night and every day. No sound, just a shake. Silence, a contained quake. Pulses irregularly, grips it fractured. Other tiny sounds mimic internal turmoil. The vocal is close, breathy and strained. The track ends with the sound of a hitched breath being slowly but heavily released. Kept it in a vase upon a windowsill so plain. A simple, stubborn cutting from a plant I can't explain. The name of it wasn't much to look at, just a brittle greenish stem with two small clinging leaves that seemed to place their faith in him. And knew I'd water it each morning, a tiny act of trust that something small and fragile could rise up from the dust of doubt. But it's just wilted hope now, a limp and downward curve, a lesson in the patience that I didn't have the nerve to maintain. The leaves have given up their fight for light and air, and hang there brown and crispy in a silent, sad despair. On the sill, oh, this hope I should have known it wouldn't last. The climate in this room was just too bitter to contrast. Too light. I haven't thrown it out yet, though it's clearly, surely dead. There's something in its persistence, in the way it bows its head. Without falling, it's a monument to trying, to the maybe and the soon that never came to pass beneath this cold, unyielding moon of absence. Its death was slow and quiet, not a dramatic, sudden blight, just a gradual surrender to the absence of the light you took. But it's just wilted hope now, a limp and downward curve, a lesson in the patience that I didn't have the nerve to maintain. The leaves have given up their fight for a light in there, and hang there brown and crispy in a silent, sad despair on the sill. This wilted hope I should have known it wouldn't last. The climate in this room was just too bitter to contrast. Too light. Maybe next time I'll choose a cactus, something built for drought, something that expects the neglect and doesn't need to sprout. Such tender leaves, or maybe I'll just leave the window so quite bare and let the sun fall empty on the polished wood right there. Uncomplicated, but for now the wilted hope remains in place, a quiet, honest decor for this solitary space. Let it be. Wilted hope, an honest thing at least. My skin remembers yours, a cellular level map imprinted in the silence. In the aftermath of us, I'll be just standing at the kitchen sink, and then a ghost of your fingertips will trace my shoulder, and I'll freeze the sensation. It's so vivid, so complete, a perfect full body memory from my head down to my feet. That nothing, this phantom touch is the cruelest kind of ghost. It haunts the living nerves, the very, very most. It feels so real, the weight, the heat, the sliding careless press, a neurological betrayal. Awakened dreams caress, then it's gone. Touch, it leaves me aching, leaves me raw, convinced for just a second you were right here, just before the void returned. hands in the shower, water falling like your hands, or in the car, the sunbeam where your arm across the lens of sea used to rest. My body is a haunted house where the ghost doesn't rattle chains but gently arouses a longing so profound it steals a breath right from my chest. A mockery of comfort putting longing to the test and winning. This venom touches the cruelest kind of ghost. It haunts the living nerves, the very, very most. It feels so real, the weight, the heat, the sight, and callous pressing neurological betrayal. Awakened dreams caress, then it's gone. Oh, this venom touch, it leaves me aching, leaves me raw. Convinced for just a second you were right here just before the void returns. Science calls it phantom limb for a love that's been amputated. The nerves still firing signals desperately related to a presence that is missing. There's no pill to make it cease. The sentiment persistent and obscene form of peace. With the past, so I'll just ride the wave of each electric false sensation. A bittersweet communion with my own imagination's creation. I feel you, but I don't. Phantom touch, just memory playing tricks. A slow head nodding beat with deep resonance. Sub-bass module warm yet the song fades with the sound of a heartbeat and a deep longing sigh. We drove up to the bluff side, a silent mutual thought. The engine cut, the world reduced to what the sky brought. And so that evening golden rose and deepening violet hue, a masterpiece unfolding just for me and just for you. We didn't speak a single word, we didn't need to try. The ending of the light was language written in the sky. That was the last sun seen through the filter of us, a final blazing benediction without any fuss. It painted your profile in a fiery gentle light, and I knew as I watched it we would surrender in the fight to the night. Oh, that last sunset scene, it was too beautiful to bear. A gorgeous slow goodbye, performing the cooling air. You reached and took my hand then, not a grip but just a press, acknowledging the moment and the loneliness. It held the sun dip low over a molten sinking sphere, and took with it the final fragile remnants of the year of our love, then it was gone, and just the afterglow remained, a memory of color on the clouds, already drained. That was the last sun seen through the filter of us, a final blazing benediction without any fuss. It painted your profile in a fiery gentle light, and I knew as I watched it we would surrender in this fight to the night. Oh, that last sunset scene, it was too beautiful to bear, a gorgeous slow goodbye, perfuming the cooling air. I've seen 100 sunsets since, on my own in different places. They're technically as stunning with their own unique graces, but they're just light on matter, pretty physics in the West. They don't have the weight of ending, they don't put the heart to rest like that one did. There was a sunset that closed the book, the final radiant period in the most beautiful nook of time. I still go back there sometimes. Last sunset scene, just me and the dark, a golden ray frost. It wasn't grand or cinematic, no moonlight on the sheets, just the yellow of the bedside lamp and the tired, slow retreat of conversation. We'd run out of things to say that wouldn't hurt, so we just lay there side by side in the gathering dirt of silence. You turned to me, your eyes were soft and old, and you whispered it so gently, a story to be told and ended. That was the last good night, the final time you say those two small words that carried me into the next day with hope. It wasn't goodbye, not yet, not in that breath, but it was the good night that came before the quiet death of us. So the last good night, it hangs in the air between every sleep well I've uttered since, a ghost on the scene of every evening. I didn't know to memorize it, to bottle up the tone, the exact weight of your hand on mine, the feeling in the bone of knowing I just murmured back good night and turned away to stare at the familiar crack that in the ceiling lay like a map. If I had known, I would have held you through the dark and made the last good night an everlasting blazing spark of light. But I didn't. That was the last good night, the final time you say those two small words that carried me into the next day with hope. It wasn't goodbye, not yet, not in that breath, but it was the good night that came till I was alone in the dark. Good night, the last good night, forever night. They told me I was strong, with a heart made out of stone, a fortress of composure I had built up on my own. But you saw the material beneath the paint and glaze. You saw the fine white porcelain from those very early days. You held it with such caution, admired the crafted lace of patterns on its surface and the beauty of the face. It showed the world. But a porcelain heart is a dangerous thing to own. It can't withstand the dropping. It can't be left alone in a careless world. It needs a velvet line display and hands that never tremble. Come what may, you promised you were those hands. You swore you understood the weight of such a fragile, such a precious good. You didn't. It didn't shatter loudly into a million parts. It was a hairline fracture, a crack that spider starts from a tiny unseen pressure. A word left unsaid. A weekend you were distant, playing games inside your head. With my trust, the crack grew deeper with every silent meal, until the structure weakened and I started not to feel safe in my own chest now. But a porcelain heart is a dangerous thing to own. It can't withstand the dropping. It can't be left alone in a careless world. It needs a velvet line display and hands that never tremble. Come what may, you promised you were those hands. You swore you understood the weight of such a fragile, such a precious good. You didn't. Now I gather up the pieces, not to glue but to inspect. The damage may be porcelain, was never quite correct. For a life of bumps and tumbles, maybe I'll rebuild in clay. Something rougher, something earthier that won't give way so easily. Or maybe I'll leave it cracked and let the light shine through the broken places, making something beautiful and new from the floor. lost, its sharpness is serrated. Cutting edge, it's softened to a permeating light along the ledge of my awareness. It's not a storm, it's not a bleak, dark night. It's a perpetual soft twilight, a gently fading light that casts no shadows, only coats the world in a muted gold. A beautiful and quiet story that will never be told in full sun. This morning glow is my atmosphere, my permanent, almost on the time when night is leaving, but the vibrant day is gone. Before it arrives, it turns the familiar streets to dreams, and silences the chorus of the loud demanding schemes of happiness. Oh, this morning glow, it's a tender, slow surrender to the beauty that can linger in the place you will not enter anymore. By this inner pearly sheen, it makes the dust most magical. It makes the silence mean something kinder. The pain is now a companion, not a thief. A source of gentle luminescence, a subtle, sweet relief from the glare of moving on. In this morning glow, I find a pace, a rhythm for a lifetime in this intermediary space. This morning glow is my atmosphere, my permanent, almost on the time when night is leaving, but the vibrant day is gone. Before it arrives, it turns the familiar streets to dreams, and silences the chorus of the loud demanding schemes of happiness. Oh, this morning glow is a tender, slow surrender to the beauty that can linger in the place you will not enter anymore. Some people wait for sunrise, for the brilliant blue sky break, but I've made peace with this half-light for my own soul's sake. Maybe some hearts are crepuscular, most alive and in between. In the morning glow, where all the lost and lovely things are seen most clearly. It's not a face to pass through, it's the climate I'm within, a soft and lasting aftermath where healing can begin without ending. Just this light, this morning glow, forever almost on. I'd watch you from the kitchen while you stared into your screen. The blue light painting contours of a man I'd never seen. So distant I memorized the slope where neck met shirt, and send a silent signal, hoping just to alert your soul to mine. you were in some foreign land, and my return gaze just felt like rain on barren sand, and vanished. And our return gaze is the loneliest conversation, a question posed to silence without anticipation. A reply, it builds a wall of one-way, transparent glass where one heart sees the other, but the other lets it pass unnoticed. Oh, and a return gaze, it wears the look down, turning a simple act of love into a thorny crown of thorns. Catch you in a mirror, sometimes in for a fleeting second. Our eyes were made in silver, and a fragile thread beckoned between us. But you look away as if you've seen a ghost or something just as troubling, something you valued most to avoid. And I was left there holding my own reflection, alone in a cold glass with its perfect imperfection. An unreturned gaze is the loneliest conversation, a question posed to silence without anticipation. A reply, it builds a wall of one-way, transparent glass where one heart sees the other, but the other lets it pass unnoticed. Oh, an unreturned gaze, it wears the looker down, turning a simple act of love into a thorny crown of thorns. Now my gaze is free to wander, to land on other things, the pattern of the wallpaper, the freedom that time brings from hoping, but the muscle memory is strong. My eyes still see a face that isn't there throughout the day, and find only space. I'm learning not to look, not to send the tender silent telegram that came to such a dead and final end. I don't look anymore. Unreturned gaze, eyes forward now. Smooth late night soul production with a warm Fender Rhodes electric piano, a steady bass line and soft drums. The vocal is intimate and pained. The song ends with the sound of a deep breath and a resolved but weary chord. The sun slants through the window in a solid golden beam, a spotlight on the particles that populate the dream of this still room. I sit here and I watch the tiny show of dust motes dancing alone, with nowhere else to go. swirl and rise and dip, a silent frantic ballet from a sunbeam's fingertip. Oh, dust motes dancing alone, you are my kindred now, unmoored and never moving, with no purpose and no vow to anything but chaos. You collide without a sound, then float apart forever on this holy sunlit ground. A veil dust motes dancing alone, in your gilded tiny stripe. You mirror the quiet frantic dance of my own inner life. One catches on a web and struggles for a breath, then breaks again to freedom, a tiny dance with death. And light, another simply vanishes beyond the bright prism's edge, back into the uniform and nondescript page. A shadow, I root for them. These specks of light have been, these galaxies of residue on things that once were seen and love. Oh, dust motes dancing alone, you are my kindred now, unmoored and ever moving, with no purpose and no vow to anything but chaos. You collide without a sound, then float apart forever on this holy sunlit ground. A veil dust motes dancing alone, in your gilded tiny stripe. You mirror the quiet frantic dance of my own inner life. Maybe we're all just dust motes in a larger stranger beam, caught for a second shining, part of a brief shared dream of connection. Then the angle shifts, the sunlight moves away, and we're just ordinary dust again at the end of the day. Before that moment, dancing, I'll watch your show until it's done. My silent, sparkling companions dancing in the sun. Keep dancing, dust motes dancing alone. I'm with you. Delicate waltz in 3/4 time, featuring piano, Swarovski in a sweet melancholy violin. The music feels precise, light and slightly sad, fading like the sunbeam, moving away. They ask me what's the matter, and I say I'm doing fine, and paint my mouth a cheerful red, and draw a steady line around my eyes. But underneath the color, in the undertone, lies a shade they never see, a color I have known. Since you left, it's not the blue of rain or of a summer sky. It's the blue of trenches where the light goes to dive in pressure. This is her deepest blue. It's the color of my soul's low tide, where all the shipwrecked dreams of us and we now quietly reside. It's quiet and it's heavy and it's beautiful in its way, a permanent twilight that has learned to call the day. A stranger, oh, this her deepest blue. It's not a passing hue, it's the spectrum I am living in, since I've been living without you. I try to mix it brighter with the memory of your laugh, but it just deepens the pigment on the grieving autograph of my heart. I try to dilute it with the white of no routine, but the blue is too resilient, a persistent royal sheen. Beneath it all, the colors how I see the morning sun. It changes every conversation, every song that's ever sung with its notes. This is her deepest blue. It's the color of my soul's low tide, where all the shipwrecked dreams of us and we now quietly reside. It's quiet and it's heavy and it's beautiful in its way, a permanent twilight that has learned to call the day. A stranger, oh, this her deepest blue. It's not a passing hue, it's the spectrum I am living in, since I've been living without you. Maybe one day I'll learn to paint with it, to make this shade my art, to show the world that sorrow too can have a beating heart and a beauty. For now I wear it underneath my skin, a secret vast and oceanic world that I am in. Alone or deepest blue is both my prison and my sea, and I am learning how to breathe its cold dark chemistry. Just blue, her deepest blue, an ocean and a woman. The sound is in the hallway, on the gravel path outside, a rhythm I know blindfolded, a rhythm where I'd hide my joy, the cadence of your coming home, a specific solid tread that told the waiting world that you were back, that all was said and done for the day. I listened for it perched upon the stair, the sweetest kind of music floating in the evening air. Now they're just fading footsteps tender reminder that I was ever a fool for that sound. I'll hear a stranger walking with a similar sounding shoe, and for a half a heartbeat my whole world will misconstrue. The date of my heart will leap a traitor to my brain and settle back to sorrow, a predictable dull pain as they pass by. The real footsteps are receding every single day, getting softer in the archives when my memories play on loop. Now they're just fading footsteps, echoes on a dying breeze, a memory of rhythm that brings me to my knees. In silence I hear them in the rain, I hear them in the crowd, a phantom percussion that's never quite as loud as hope needs it to be. Oh, these fading footsteps, they're a cruel and tender reminders that I was ever a fool for that sound. Maybe all of these an echo, an imprint in the air, a vibration that continues with a kind of quiet care. Long after the source is gone, maybe I'm not meant to stop hearing the ghost of your approach, the imaginary drop of your keys in the bowl. Maybe the fading is the gift, the slow, merciful release of that soul shifting lift I felt when you came home. I can't hear them anymore, fading footsteps. Just the wind now. A sparse echoing guitar riff mimics footsteps, soft brush percussion, and deep atlas word pads. The song ends with the sound of footsteps walking away on gravel, growing fainter until they disappear. It wasn't with the fireworks to display or a scene of rage and might. It was on a Tuesday morning in the ordinary light. She just stopped clinging to the cliff face of his maybe in his mind, uncurled her aching fingers and surrendered to the height. And the falling wasn't like she thought it'd be. It was quiet, it was spacious, it was terrifyingly free. She let go, she stopped weaving his name in her daily thread. She let go of the future living in her head. She let go of the apologies she knew she'd never get. She let go, and in that space her own heart started to reset. Oh, she let go, and the world didn't end, it just began to look a different color to the woman that she am. She deleted the reminders, not with vengeance but with grace. a quiet and steady cleansing of that once cherished space. She returned his borrowed sweater without a note inside, no hook for conversation, no ever hope to hide. She canceled the reservations for the Sunday trip they'd planned and felt the weight lift from her. Grain by grain of sand she let go. She stopped weaving his name into her daily threads. She let go of the future living in her head. She let go of the apology she knew she'd never get. She let go, and in that space her own heart started to reset. Oh, she let go, and the world didn't end, it just began to look a different color to the woman that she am. Letting go isn't forgetting, it's not saying it didn't burn, it's just choosing to stop adding your own fuel to the urn of the past. It's taking your own hand and walking from the pyre towards a different unknown warmth, a different quieter fire. It's the bravest kind of ending, a surrender to the truth that the strongest love she'll ever have must start with loving Ruth. Ruth here implies loving herself, a play on truth in the name. And she's she let go, and she used to be so clear to me, the way from A to B, the trail through woods behind our house that led down to the sea. Of our future we'd walk it every Sunday, hand in calloused hand, and talk about the someday house we built upon the land we dreamed of. The path was worn by our two pairs of feet, a promise etched in dirt and pine needles, so sweet and certain. Now it's a forgotten path, surrender to the green where brambles claim the passage, and the way can't be seen by anyone. The markers we once left are swallowed by the moss, a testament to how even the most determined cross-country of love can be reclaimed. Oh, this forgotten path, it doesn't lead to oceans now, just a mountain breath and sorrow. And sorrow, I tried to find it once last spring with a clumsy grieving heart. I fought through thorns to scratch my arms and played a painful part in my own undoing. I got lost within 100 yards. The landscape had rewritten itself, discarding all the cards we placed there. I stood in a thicket, breathing hard, and knew the path was gone, and with it the specific destined view we share. Now it's a forgotten path, surrender to the green where brambles claim the passage, and the way can't be seen by anyone. The markers we once left are swallowed by the moss, a testament to how even the most determined cross-country of love can be reclaimed. Oh, this forgotten path, it doesn't lead to oceans now, just to my own wrath and sorrow. Maybe it's better this way, maybe letting nature hide the route to a future that forever was denied. Is a mercy to stumble on it clear would be a sharper pain, to see the road still there but walking it in vain and alone. Let the ferns grow over, let the deer make it their own, let the forgotten path stay lost, its secret safely sown back into earth. I won't look for it again. Forgotten path, be at peace. Beneath the sun creates, the music fades into the natural romance. Ask her how she's doing, and she offers them a smile, a practice, small performance that lasts a little while. But when the door clicks shut, and when the world outside recedes, the smile falls into the chasm where her center used to be. The silence is not a hole implies an edge or rim. This is a vast interior, a landscape growing dim and boundless. This is her hollow, a cathedral carved from gone, the architecture of absence where she tries to carry on. Her voice echoes in here, a tiny lonely sound that gets lost before it finds a wall or even hits the ground. Oh, this her hollow, it's the place she truly lives, a cavernous expanse where only the memory of love forgives. And it doesn't. She fills it with distractions, with noise and moving light, but they're just fireflies in a cavern, swallowed by the night. Of her the hollow has its own weather, a still and heavy air that muffles joy and amplifies the whisper of despair. On loop she's learned it's a crisis. She knows how far a sight will travel before it dissipates under the internal sky. This is her hollow, a cathedral carved from gold, the architecture of absence where she tries to carry on. Her voice echoes in here, a tiny lonely sound that gets lost before it finds a wall or even hits the ground. Oh, this her hollow, it's the place she truly lives, a cavernous expanse where only the memory of love forgives. And it doesn't. Maybe one day stalactites, a new experience will grow from the ceiling, stalagmites from the floor below. We'll reach to meet them, forming columns in the dark, a new internal architecture, leaving just a mark where the hollow was, but for now it's just a space of void and air. And she is both a worshipper and the ghost she tries to save. Just her. I pulled it from the wall one night during a sleepless spell. The constant quiet ticking felt like marching in a hell of seconds without you. The tiny moving hand, a mockery of progress in this stagnant, dusty land. I am now king of her, placed it on the table, face still bright, but now its numbers just are. They don't claim to know the right time or place. Now it's an unplugged clock, a pretty silent liar. Its purpose has been severed, it contains no fire to measure loss. It's just a circle of affected glass, a prisoner of the moment, letting all the moments pass without comment. Oh, this unplugged clock, it suits my new domain, where yesterday and tomorrow feel exactly like the same. Endless now. Sometimes I watch the second hand, it gives a final stubborn jerk, then settles into stillness, complete in a strange word of stopping the digital display glows with the frozen 1207. The time that meant nothing, then it means even less in heaven. Or here is a sculpture of arrested motion, a tribute to the pause between the life that was and whatever unknown, 'cause we'll start time again. Now it's an unplugged clock, a pretty silent liar. Its purpose has been severed, it contains no fire to measure loss. It's just a circle of a filtered glass, a prisoner of the moment, letting all the moments pass without comment. Oh, this unplugged clock, it suits my new domain, where yesterday and tomorrow feel exactly like the same. Endless One day I'll change its batteries or plug it in the wall and let its tiny heartbeat once more measure my slow crawl toward a future. But for now, it's quiet as a kind of friend, a agreement that for now all forward motion has to end and be still in the silence of its face. I find a small relief from the tyranny of next and the anchor of my grief. And then no tit, no top, unplugged clock, frozen at the moment you left. Velvet's worn in certain spots from years of opening and closing, a map of all the occasions of the love that was imposing. It's glitter on my life, each compartment held a tiny sun, a token of an anniversary, a battle fought and won, or just a Tuesday thinking of you. Now the hinges give a sigh and reveal the plush and emptiness where all my treasures lie. In memory, this empty jewelry box is a museum after hours, a silent catalog of your diminishing powers to make me shine. The rings are gone, the chains are found, no homes, the stones that caught the light are just like hypothetical gnomes in a story. Oh, this empty jewelry box, it doesn't hold a thing but the ghost of every other view that a diamond used to sing so brightly. I kept the cheapest piece, a silly silver spoon on chain. You bought me at a flea market in a sudden laughing rain. It's not in the box, it hangs around my neck against my skin, a secret humble reminder of the girl I was within your gaze. The valuable ones I sold to pay the bills you left, a practical empty jewelry box is a museum after hours, a silent catalog of your diminishing powers to make me shine. The rings are gone, the chains have found new homes, the stones that caught the light are just like hypothetical notes in a story. Oh, this empty jewelry box, it doesn't hold a thing but the ghost of every I love you that a diamond used to sing so brightly. Maybe I'll fill it up again with things I buy myself, a rebellion in apples, of freedom in a shelf of my own choosing. But for now the emptiness is part of the curation. It speaks of a once full, now broken heart that valued sparkle, so I'll leave it open on the dresser top. A beautiful empty jewelry box where the loving had to stop. Just velvet now. Empty jewelry box, a case for ghosts, a slow walking bass line and brush snare set a late night jazz club vibe. The piano is my latte, and thoughtful the song ends with the soft click of a box lid closing. I found the play we wrote together in a college room notebook. The page is soft and yellowing. If you care to look, we pass it back and forth in class and fill the margins up with dialogue for characters who shared a single cup of coffee and a future. The ink was blue and bold, a story of two lovers infinitely brave and old in soul. Now it's just faded script, a ghost of who we thought we'd be. The characters are strangers now to both you and to me. The passionate declarations have softened into gray. The plot twists we invented have all faded clean away with time. Oh, this faded script, it's a palimpsest of them, written in a language I can barely read again. I try to read my lines aloud in the quiet of my room, but the words feel like a costume. They accentuate the gloom. Between the then and now, your handwriting, once so sharp and clear, it's just a sloping, gentle blur, a whisper in the ear of memory. We were such confident young authors of our fate, not knowing life would come along and quietly negate our ending. Now it's just faded script, a ghost of who we thought we'd be. The characters are strangers now to both you and to me. The passionate declarations have softened into gray. The plot twists we invented have story dark and new. Rewrite the final scene for an audience of two that doesn't exist, or let it be. This beautiful faint proof of a collaboration that was splendid and aloof from reality. Maybe the fading is the truest part, showing the delicate, impermanent nature of the art of us. Just pencil goes, faded script, a story that the sun forgot.